Hello, this is Chris Lancy providing your tropical Atlantic marine weather briefing on Thursday, September 25th, 2025. This is valid through September 30th. There are two main hazards expected for the next 5 days. The first of which is Tropical Storm Umberto that is predicted to become a hurricane in the next couple of days. Forecasts currently have peak seas about 25 feet and winds reaching up to 75 knots by Saturday morning. It's also possible that major hurricane conditions could occur on Sunday and Monday, with peak seas reaching even 40 feet. In addition to Umberto, we have AL94, which is a tropical wave that may become a depression over the Bahamas late tomorrow or over the weekend, and then track northwestern to north over the southwestern Atlantic. Peak winds are forecast to be 30 knots and peak seas 10 feet through Saturday morning. However, if the system forms, then winds and seas forecast will need to be boosted significantly. This shows the forecast track of Umberto. It's expected to gradually strengthen over the next couple of days, reaching hurricane force Friday night or Saturday morning, and perhaps even a major hurricane on Sunday and Monday. A slow track toward the west-northwest should continue through Saturday, but by early next week it should accelerate and turn toward the northwest a bit faster rate of speed. The good news are no direct impacts to ports or coastlines for the next 5 days. The tropical weather outlook also has another feature. It's AL94, which is a tropical wave just near the island of Hispaniola. The shaded region shows where the system may form, if it does, and we do expect it to form by tomorrow or Saturday, and then track to the northwest or north. This shows wind and wave conditions as of 12 UTC, Thursday, September 25th. You can see over the map we do have Tropical Storm Umberto with peak winds as of this morning 40 knots and peak seas about 15 feet. You also see in the northeast corner of the map with Hurricane Gabrielle leaving our area, but quite high seas as it starts to approach the Azores. The rest of the area very quiet. The Gulf of America, winds gentle or weaker. In the Caribbean Sea, the winds are moderate or weaker in the western half, but there's that tropical wave that's affecting the area. And on the east side, you do have trades that are up to fresh breeze conditions. Forecast for 12 UTC on Friday. You can see Umberto is expected to become up to about 55 knots and seas almost 20 feet. Also, you see at this point the possible tropical cyclone indicated just north of eastern Cuba with winds 25 to 30 knots and seas about 8 to 10 feet. The Gulf of Mexico, there is this weak cold front coming across, but without any significant pickup of winds or seas. Forecast conditions for Saturday at 12Z. At this point, we suspect that Umberto will reach hurricane strength and peak seas reaching about 25 feet. Everything that's yellow or red is at least 12-foot seas. The possible tropical cyclone, AL94, now is in the central Bahamas as of Saturday 12Z, with seas reaching about 10 feet just north of the southeastern Bahamas. Forecast for Sunday at 12Z. You still have Hurricane Umberto at this point. The forecast is for reaching major hurricane strength and peak seas reaching over 30 to 35 feet. Possible tropical cyclone with AL94 just east of Florida and centered over the northwest Bahamas. And at this point, peak winds of 30 knots and peak seas about 10 to 12 feet. However, if the system does develop, we'll likely have to boost the predictions of the winds and the seas accordingly. Forecast for 12Z on Monday. We still have Hurricane Umberto, which is likely to be a major hurricane with seas reaching perhaps as much as 35 to 40 feet. To the west of Umberto is our possible tropical cyclone, which may be a depression or a tropical storm at that point. Winds are forecast at this point 30 knots with peak seas about 12 feet. But again, if it does develop, we'll have to boost the winds and seas accordingly. And finally, Tuesday at 12Z, Umberto is reaching our northern border along 31 north, still likely to be a Category 2 or 3 hurricane with peak seas 35 to 40 feet. And at this point, it's possible that the AL94 has moved inland over southeastern United States. So this concludes the Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing. Our next briefing will be Sunday, September 28th by 5 p.m. Be safe out there.